Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing this bright pink makeup look. I asked you guys on Instagram a kind of look that you guys want to see me do, and one of my followers actually asked for a pink gradient look. So I thought it would be kind of cool to get out of my comfort zone and try a look with bright pink, because I feel like for the most part I do kind of everyday looks and neutral looks for you guys, looks that I know you guys will be able to achieve, but I wanted to do something that was bright, that was out of my comfort zone, and this is definitely bright and completely out of my comfort zone, and I really do love the way that it turned out. I also got some requests for some other videos, so know that your requests are very much appreciated and they will be done very, very soon. So for today's look I used this Morphe palette. This is the Morphe 35S palette, and as you can see inside it's a bunch of bright colors. This is actually the tutorial that Steve used as well for the, oh, that's me. This is actually the palette that Steve used for My Boyfriend Does My Makeup challenge, and he used those greens. I can tell because there is green fallout all over this palette. And I used these really intense bright pinks in this palette, which never thought I would ever use them, but I used them in this look, and I really do love the way that it turned out. As you will also see, I want to give a disclaimer for the fact that I did go to the beach over the weekend, and my skin underneath this full coverage foundation is very sunburned. So my disclaimer is, please wear sunscreen. Do not be like me and don't put on your sunscreen, because now I feel like my skin is so dry. Of course, my skin is completely dead and has to come off. I know, disgusting, I'm sorry. And just know that since I love you all, please wear sunscreen and don't go through the challenges of sunburn. It just, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look. If you have any other requests or looks that you guys would like me to do, please leave them in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys would like to see. So let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. So, as you guys can see, I was not lying about the sunburn struggle that I currently have, but it's alright, I am dealing with it. So first and foremost, we're going to go in and prime our eyes, as always, with my favorite Urban Decay Potion Primer in Original, and blend that all over our eyes using our fingers. So first, I'm going in with the Morphe 35W palette. I'm going to take this shade all the way in the upper left with my Sigma E55 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this down as my brow bone highlight, and then blend it into the rest of my eye look. After that, I'm then going to go in with my E40 brush by Sigma and take this shade right here. I'm going to apply this down as my transition shade. As you can see, I'm going very lightly in with this color and making sure that you really blend it out. I didn't want to have a really intense transition shade. I really wanted it to be nice and soft and blended, because we are going to be using pinks. So I'm just going back and forth in windshield wiper motions as well as circular motions and applying that all over. This shade is from Makeup Geek. This is in the shade Cupcake. I wanted to add a little bit of a pinky, dusty, rosy kind of color into the crease to kind of blend everything together. So going back in with that same E40 blending brush, I'm adding this right into the transition shade, going back and forth and making sure that everything is blended as always. After that, I'm going to go in with Scotch tape, put on the back of my hand to get off the stickiness, and line it up with my lower lash line. You want to make sure that both sides are even. This is my favorite trick when it comes to doing eyeshadow looks. Next, I'm going in with the Morphe 35S palette. I'm going to take this pink shade right here, and I'm going to start to put this right into the outer V of my eye. I'm going a little bit at a time just because I didn't want to have too much pink right away, because of course it is more difficult to blend things out. I always go in with a little bit at a time, and I'm starting in the outer corner of my eye, outer V, and then I'm going to start to slowly blend it into the crease, into the inner corner of my eye. I'm not going all the way to that my inner corner, but I do want to have this shade into the crease so that the whole eyeshadow look, of course, is nice and blended together. So just going back and forth, going in with a little bit more shadow at a time to get it to your liking, and then going back and forth with my E40 brush. I'm going to go ahead and blend all of that out. I did this step a couple times where I went in with some more pink and then my E40 just to make sure everything was blended. Then I'm going to be taking this shadow. This is a cream shadow by MAC. It's called Chilled on Ice, I believe, with this Sigma cream shadow brush. I'll leave the name of it, the number of it down below. I do love this brush. brush. It's brand new to my collection, but I'm applying this color to the inner half of my eye. I want to apply this down before applying the main shadow because I wanted the shadow to be a little bit more intense. So I'm going in with that shadow right there. As you can see, I feel like on camera it looks white, but it does have kind of iridescence of pink in it. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that using the same Sigma brush and apply it all on top of that cream eyeshadow. And as you can see, it just makes the shadow a little bit more pigmented than the shadow would be on its own. After that, I'm going to go back in with my E25 and blend those colors into each other a little bit more. Then going in with this pink all the way in the bottom left, I'm going to take this one because it is a bit of a deeper pink, so it will give a little bit more definition to the eye look. Applying this right in the outer corner first, I really kind of am concentrating in the outer crease just to give some more definition to my eye. And then of course going back with my E40 brush, I'm going to go ahead and blend it out as always. After that, I'm going to go in and do my winged liner. I'm using my Inkblot gel liner in number 77 with my Sigma E06 brush. I'm keeping the tape down just to make life easier, and I'm going to do a simple everyday wing. And as you can see, one is done, and then fast forward, both are done. There you go. And then for false lashes today, we're going to go in with the Noir Fairy Light Lashes. These are the black. They do have brown as well, but today I'm going to be using the black. So before we do that, we're putting on a coat of mascara. This mascara is by Galactic, but any black mascara that you have will do. I'm just going to go ahead and put a thin coat on, and then as you see me doing here, we're going to go ahead and apply our false lashes as always. And this is what the lashes look like on, and they are so beautiful. So for primer, I'm going in with my Hourglass Veil Primer. You guys know that this is my favorite primer that I have in my collection, so I'm going to go ahead and apply that all over the skin, blending it out with my hands. For foundation today, I didn't really know what to go with because my body is sunburnt but my neck is not. So for foundation, I'm combining these two. This is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation, and this is the Guerlain Tune de Perfection. I'm sorry, I just completely butchered that foundation. And then also adding into this foundation cocktail, I'm going to be using my LC Glow Enhancer. Now I'm going to be applying this with my beauty blender, making sure that it is damp, of course, and as you can see, everything is pink in this video. The reason why I went in with these foundations with the LC Glow Enhancer is because these two, of course, they're full coverage and I wanted to completely cover up my sunburn, but the one thing is that they are both matte. So that's why I'm adding in the LC Glow Enhancer to have a little bit of a glow to my skin, because I didn't want to have complete matte, being that my face is dry and sunburnt and pretty much dead. So I wanted to have a little bit of a glow to my skin as always, and making sure that my beauty blender is damp. That's also going to add a little bit more moisture into my skin. But as you can see, these two foundations together completely covered my sunburn. Now I ran into a problem with the fact that my skin is actually so sunburnt that it actually started to peel in the middle of this tutorial. So as you can see right there, my skin started to get like clayey and cakey and weird, and I was just like, are you kidding me? So anyway, I'm just leaving it, gonna deal with it later. So I'm going in with my brow definer by Anastasia. I'm gonna do my brows. This is in soft brown. You guys have seen me do my brows a million times, and then after I outline my brows, I'm going in with the brow powder in soft brown, and then I'm gonna fill my brows in with that as always. For concealer today, I'm gonna be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is in the shade Natural. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this under the eyes, of course, and then I'm also going to use this same concealer, to go ahead and highlight the rest of my face. So I'm going to highlight the forehead, center of the nose and chin, and then using the same beauty blender that we used before, I'm going to go ahead and blend all of that out. To set the under eyes, I'm using my tried and true Laura Mercier translucent powder with my Sigma F35 brush. I'm going to go ahead and set the under eyes using this powder. I'm also going to set my highlighted areas as well. Now, again, this is where my problem got even worse. So what I did, I went ahead and took off that whole section, took off all the skin, all the cakiness, all the grossness, went back in with my Marc Jacobs foundation. I'm going back in with my beauty blender, as you can see me doing here, and I'm just going to go ahead and lightly press that into the face. And now it makes my foundation and that whole area look so much better. Adding a little bit of lightness with my LA Girl Pro Conceal again, and then I'm going to go ahead and set it all over again. It does look a lot better. It's not as cakey as it was before, so that is me fixing the problem. To set the rest of my face, I'm going in with this Besame translucent powder. I love this powder for the face, not a fan of it for the under eyes, but I do love it for my face, so I'm going to go ahead and dust that all over. To contour, I'm using my Kat Von D Shade Light palette as always, mixing those two shades. And I'm using this contour brush by MAC. My Sigma one that I use, that's my tried and true, was dirty, so that's why I'm going in with this MAC brush as always. I'm going to go ahead and contour the cheeks, forehead, sides of the nose, as well as the chin, and bring it down a little bit as well, being that, as you can see, my body is like 57,000 colors right now. So then I'm going to go in with blush. It's not really 57,000 colors. That's a little crazy to say that. This blush that I'm going in with is by Laura Mercier. This is in the shade Orange Blossom, and I'm using this Duo Fiber blush brush by Sigma. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this right to the cheeks. I'm kind of going lightly because I didn't want to emphasize that side right there. And then for highlight, I'm using this Becca Poured Highlighter. This is in the shade Opal, and I'm using my Beauty Blender to go ahead and apply it. I've really been loving doing that recently, as you guys have seen probably in a lot of my tutorials, is going in with a cream highlighter first and then going in and putting a powder on top. It's really been like my go-to highlight technique recently, and I've really been loving it. So now to go in and set that, I'm going to take the Becca Pressed Powder, and this is in Opal. Taking my Sigma F3 brush, I'm going to go ahead and apply this right on top, of course, where we applied Opal, and it gives such a gorgeous, gorgeous highlight. Oh my god, I was obsessed with this all day. Putting it down the center of the nose as well, and then the Cupid's bow, and the highlight is done. I'm also going back in with my blush brush just to blend it out a little bit more. Then going back in with that shade all the way in the bottom left with my Sigma E65 brush, I'm going to apply this to the lower lash line just in the outer corner of my eye. I'm pretty much going to do the same thing that I did on the upper lid, making sure that there was pink in the outer corner and then having that light color in the inner corner of my eye. So taking my E30 pencil brush, my Sigma, with no additional product on it, just poked myself in the eye. I'm going to go ahead and blend all of that out, so just be careful when you blend out your shadow that you don't poke yourself in the eye like I just did. So then going back in with that cream shadow by MAC and that cream shadow brush, I'm going to apply this to the inner corner of my eye, and then taking that same light shadow, I'm going to go ahead and put that right on top. So then, like I said, it is exactly the same, pretty much the same thing that we did on the upper lid. For liner, I'm going in with my Tarte Skinny Smolder Eyes in Onyx. I'm going to go ahead and apply this. I was going to go with a white eyeliner so it wasn't such intense eyeliner in the waterline, but I felt like I needed definition with this eye look, as well as to kind of go a little bit with my black winged liner. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that white right in the waterline, as you see me doing there. Then for mascara, I'm going to put a coat of my Galactic mascara on the lower lashes, and as you can see, I did a fantastic job of filming that. And then I'm going to take that shade right there, second one down. I'm going to apply that right in the outer corner, and as you can see, it does make a difference. It does bring a little more definition to the upper lid, and I took my E25 blending brush that I've been using during this whole tutorial. And then last but not least, to finish off this look, for lips, I'm going in with this MAC lip liner, and this is in the shade Edge to Edge, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips as always. And then after that, for lipstick, I didn't know whether to go with a really intense pink, so I decided to do a nude lip and then go with a pink gloss. So first, I'm going to go ahead with the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade Celebrity Skin. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this all over the lips. And then to lighten it just a little bit more, I am going to, oh, this is Penny crashing because she thinks that the lipstick smells good, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and just lighten up this color a little bit more. I'm going to go in with the Jeffree Star Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade I'm Nude. Kind of really applying it to the center, and then with my lips, I'm going to move it throughout the rest of my lip color just to lighten that up a little bit more. And then on top of that, I'm going in with a pink lip gloss. I'm going to go in with the Gerard Cosmetics lip gloss, and this is in the shade Sugar Mama. Applying this all over the lips, and then after that, your look is complete. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
Baby, I'm not like the rest. Don't wanna break your heart, wanna give your heart a break.
Take my lip gloss?
Feeling like